Letter Live. My guest in this segment, returning for, I don't know, the 10th time, is Hadley Ford, CEO of iAnthus Capital Holdings, trading on the CSE under the symbol IAN. Hadley, welcome back.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Hadley, big news. You're a consolidator in the space now, having just completed or announced a transformational combination with MPX.
Yes.
And so tell me how that all came about and what is the upside for iAnthus and MPX shareholders?
Absolutely. In the U.S. cannabis market, there's three factors that are important for success. One is footprint. National scale is incredibly important. There's probably going to be $1 trillion of market cap 10 years from now at the cash register in the United States. There's a $50 billion market today. That's penetration of 11%.
Whoa, did you just say $1 trillion in market cap?
With a T.
$1 trillion.
$1 trillion.
Whoa, now
Yeah.
that's I call that a bullish outlook.
That's a bullish outlook. So here's how you get there.
Okay.
Today there's about 50 to 60 billion of sales in the United States. That's black market and white market. Kind of 90% of that is black market. That represents an 11% penetration of regular way users of cannabis. That's defined as twice a month. Obviously, most of those people are calling their dealer, meeting someone in a back alley, picking something about a club. There's sort of middle of the bell curve. The soccer mom isn't partaking in cannabis because that's not a channel she is going to be familiar with. Over the next 10 years, our supposition is that cannabis will look a lot more like alcohol. And you'll see that penetration rate go from 11% upwards to where alcohol is today, defined as regular use, which is 55%.
I thought it was 100.
Yeah, that's just you and me.
Okay.
So that's, you have a 4 or 5x growth in the market. So that could get you from 50 billion to 200 billion. Now, cannabis operators own not just the cash register, but also the brand. So you've got much better vertical margins. Branded purveyors of alcohol trade at 5 to 6 times revenue. Right. That's $1 trillion of market cap. Now, if cannabis is like a regular way industry, 80-20 rule, the top guys are going to have 80%, everyone else is going to split up 20. Because of the restricted license nature of the cannabis market in the United States, you're not going to have many more than 9 or 10 national players, just the way it's going to be. So 9 or 10 national players are going to be jockeying to divide up $800 billion of market cap. Scale matters. It matters today. It's a land grab. You need to be really good at M&A. Remember, we've grown that way. We've done. We acquired New York. We acquired Florida. We bought out a minority partner in Mass. We acquired Vermont. We acquired Colorado. This is just another acquisition. I should say another. It's our best and biggest acquisition. But that's what our heritage is. And interestingly, the MPX team is the same way. I think they've done 6 or 7 acquisitions over the last 24 months as well. So now you've combined an M&A deal machine, and we will be a national player. We have 2 super regional footprints right now on the East Coast and West Coast. We will be in every state that sells cannabis, and we think that's where you have to be if you want to be part of that 80%, $800 billion opportunity.
Fascinating. Okay, so what does MPX have that you wanted?
Well, there's a couple of things. There's a strategic piece, which are obviously the states that they're in, Arizona, Nevada, Maryland. They're in Massachusetts as well as we are, and California. So we've got the geographical footprint, but they also have pioneered the concept of this retail concept of a very inviting and open store, sort of middle of the bell curve, a place where your mom, my mom might go to buy cannabis. And then also pioneered the concept of a brand that's different than the store name, right? So they've got the MPX brand, and they sell that in their own stores, and they also carry other brands in their store, and then they sell MPX in another 40 or 50 stores in Arizona. So Beth Stavola, who created this whole concept in Arizona 4 or 5 years ago, is a key piece of the deal for us. We think that part of our senior leadership team in helping us define that one store name, that one brand name, driving that forward is going to be very key. I think there's another piece which is a little bit strange because it doesn't really get talked about that much, but in cannabis, growers and extractors and product formulation experts, prior to it being legal, they didn't talk, because if you talked, you went to jail. So, every state that we're in, we've got sort of different growers and processes. The opportunity to take best practices, standardize that, and take operational excellence across our entire network of operations is really unprecedented. And the senior team that we have has a lot of experience in doing that. So that's another advantage to it. And then the last piece, it's a little more esoteric, but I think it was a big driver to it, is the capital markets component of it. Both of our stocks were structured to be public companies. There's not very much overhang. There's a lot of public float. We actually trade individually, quite well. Together, we should be one of the most liquid stocks in the U.S. as a percentage of our combined market cap, probably be the leader. That means that when institutional investors decide, how do I want to play the U.S. market? They're going to look for a stock that is very liquid, they can get in and out of, they can build a position on the number of days trading that exist. That's going to be iAnthus. That will have a lot of benefits for us. As more people invest, you get more liquidity, get lower volatility, which is a lower cost of capital. You have a tighter bid-ask, and then potential partners will look and say, wow, I'm happy to take your stock because I can get in and out of it. I need to thank you for all this stock for my operations. I'd like to buy a house, pay for my kids' education. I know I can sell. So there's a lot of opportunities, lower cost of capital, better liquidity. That piece gets driven. We saw this happen in Canada. And I'm a reformed banker. I don't invent stuff, I just steal stuff.
Right.
Canopy had this same strategy.
Right.
Tweed was an $80 million company. Bedrocan was $40 million. Tweed bought Bedrocan. It traded up to $200 and a $2.10 stock price. We know where it is today. North of $30 billion in market cap and a stock north of 60. The leadership they had in the capital markets is what helped drive that. They became the most liquid company. When investors said, oh, I want to play in this Canadian market, they bought Canopy as the proxy for the market because it was easy to get in and out of it, and it was liquid. And that drove them to great heights. They could use their stock as a capital weapon, as an acquisition weapon. iAnthus is going to do the exact same thing.
Interesting. Touching on Canopy, they announced an acquisition in Colorado of EBU, which is hemp and THC, essentially negating Bruce Linton's representations over time that they would only go into jurisdictions that were federally legal.
Oh, he's going to be in the U.S.
Well, he is now.
Who's he kidding? I mean, the guy has technology, he's got capital, he's got beverage companies. The U.S. is the largest market for cannabis, the largest market for alcohol. He's going to be there. His new partners in Constellation want to be there. He wants to be there. He's just got to work through the technical stuff. So, he's playing the politics. I'm against the U.S. I won't do anything, but he's going to be there. He's, at the end of the day, he's a businessman.
So does the fact that Canopy's in the U.S.
Bring him on.
Bring him on. Ain't no threat there. Very cool. Okay, so now what is the combined sort of footprint look like now for the combined?
10 states on the East Coast. Let me see if I can remember them all now. So we got Vermont, Massachusetts, New York, Maryland, Florida. We've got now through MPX applications pending in New Jersey. On the West Coast, we've got, or the kind of Southwest and the West Coast, we've got New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, Nevada, California. So 2 super regional footprints. We can build from that. In any state you see where you've got legal cannabis, you can assume that we've got a piece of paper with their name on it. Wow.
So I get the sense that you're sort of planning to head towards unicorn $1 billion plus market cap status.
Yeah, the pro forma now is $1.7 billion Canadian.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like 2 horns.
Right,
it's like
2 horns. Yeah. Boy, you're going to grow a 3rd one next.
Damn straight, damn straight.
Fantastic. So if I was to be a betting man, which I just
which you are,
yes, I would say that it really doesn't matter whether the U.S. ever goes federally deprohibited cannabis because the states are going to get there of their own accord,
absolutely,
regardless, and it's just a matter of time till the inherent contradiction in the government trying to enforce a law that denies the medical virtues of its own FDA approval of drugs like epileptrol or how do you
Easy
say?
for you to say.
Yeah, right.
You
know what I'm talking about.
Don't even get me going. I've only had 1 cup of coffee.
Anyway, so it doesn't. I get the sense increasingly it really doesn't matter. But nonetheless, there was a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal the day before yesterday.
Oh yeah, from Derek.
Yeah. So you know Derek.
Yes,
we're hoping to have him on for a chat about that.
He's always fun.
But is that so? It seems to some people it still really matters. And how is it that you're not really fussed about it, but he's putting full-page ads in the Wall Street Journal?
Well, you have to ask him when he comes on. Doesn't really concern me too much. I don't think it's on the federal radar screen to roll this back. The United States has a long, proud history of states' rights, and I think it's going to keep rolling forward that way. And I was joking the other day, the medical programs start and everyone you know, like Jeff Sessions will say, marijuana is a gateway drug. I'll tell you what it's a gateway for. The states get a little taste of that tax dollar from the medical side, and bang, then they want full rec. That's what's happened in New York. They're saying that full rec stuff that we're never going to talk about, it's a foregone conclusion now.
Right. Well, certainly I know of lots of legislators who could benefit from the consumption of cannabis.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's great, Hadley. We're going to leave it there for now. We'll come
All
back
right.
to you in due course when you've
Fantastic.
grown your third horn, and we'll keep on talking. Thanks for joining me today.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.